You too, brother.
Andy, Shane, congratulations. You've made it into the final round. When you arrived here, you used our tools and equipment to forge signature blades of your own design. Now we're sending you back to your home forges, where you will recreate an iconic blade from history. Butterfly swords.
Badass.
The butterfly sword, or Hu De Dao, is a Chinese weapon developed in the mid-19th century. Short and slim, two of these blades could be carried in a single scabbard. Their small profile also allowed them to be concealed in a boot or the sleeve of a robe. The butterfly sword was forged with a wide belly, which made it an ideal chopping weapon. Chinese militiamen in the late 1830s were outfitted with butterfly swords, which allowed for deadly close-quarters combat. Due to its versatility, it became a common weapon among many in China, including sailors, private guards, and martial artists. These weapons are also featured in one of the most popular kung fu films of all time, The 36th Chamber of Shaolin. Good luck. We'll see you in 5 days.
Day 2 of the challenge. Have a lot of goals today. The D-guard is the main focus this morning. I think I'll still round it a little bit, but that's the brass knuckles, so we want that to be able to put an opponent out of commission. So after the D-guards, we'll have to cut some wood for the handles. African blackwood is a very hard, dense wood. It's hard to cut, it's hard to drill a hole in, but it will take a nice finish. So I've got them dry assembled. I want to test these blades. I want to know they'll perform. The blade's hard. It was chipping a little bit because I had a pretty fine edge on it. I'm gonna have to change the edge geometry. Still a lot of work left to do.
I need to make myself a quench tank. It does not have to be pretty, it just needs to hold the oil. This is for making horses poop. It's good for quenching spring steel, too. Gee, this is really safe next to a propane tank. Come on. Freaking inferno here. That heat treat went very well for me. Success. No cracks in those blades. They're straight, they're true, and they are hard. But I want to test the strength of this blade. Made very short work of that.
It's time to quit fighting and just get her done. Day 5, I need to get the handles sanded out and finished. I need to get the D-guards sanded out and finished. And I have to sharpen the blades and do a little more testing. So now what I'm working on is the finial nut. This will cinch everything up tight and when we glue it up. Close only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades. It's a constant battle. So that's the first time I've encountered that. That was a mess. I'm feeling a whole lot better now that they are actually assembled.
I'm gonna build the handles today. I'm gonna fit everything up. I need to make a pair of nuts that I can use to cap the ends of the handle. It'll add a little bit of counterweight, and it will also, well, it'll just look cool. Mother! Holy sh**. I knew that I would cut myself on these blades before I was done, and sure enough, I cut my thumb pretty bad. It's not a sword until it's drawn blood, so right now, painter's tape and paper towels will have to do the trick. As you can see, my shop is very sanitary, so I'm not worried about it. Where are my nuts? I can't have nuts that are too big, and I can't have nuts that are too small. My nuts need to be just the right size. Could have just slapped the hardware store nut on there, but decided to make my own. Hopefully this will be the difference between badass and extra badass. Man, it's time for a beer for me.
Bladesmiths, the butterfly swords were designed to be short swords because they were supposed to be maneuverable in close-quarter combat, and they were sharp. To test the sharpness of your blade, I will attempt to puncture, slash, and cut this trifecta of sandbags, sugarcane, and rope. Let's see how well your blades do. Shane, you're up first. Are you ready?
I am, sir.
Shane, your blade moves nicely. it can definitely slash and thrust. To the sugarcane, it's sharp enough to cut. At the same time, on the rope, I can shield and then cut the rope. This, sir, will cut. Good job.
Thank you.
Andy, you're up next. You ready?
I'm ready.
Let's do this.
Good job. Whoa, smoked him.
Well, Andy, definitely you've got a nice point to puncture and lacerate. On the sugar canes, nice cut on my weaker side, and to use the blade as a shield, that feels good so I can deliver my power thrust. And it's sharp. This, sir, will cut. Good job.
Thank you.
Bladesmiths, this is the kill test. The butterfly sword, when sheathed, appears as one sword. But the minute you unsheath it, you have two swords. To see how lethal your butterfly swords are, I will deliver lethal blows on these ballistic dummies. Let's see how much damage your weapons can do. Shane, you're up first. You ready?
I'm ready.
Let's do this.
Nice.
Well, Shane, the lacerations in here will go deep into the bone and break it. At the same time, when you thrust, it goes deep into the bowels and cuts everything inside on its way out. This, sir, will kill. Great job.
Thank you.
Andy, you're up next. Ready?
Yes, sir. Nice.
Andy, the design of your blade lacerated this ballistic dummy deeply, and that would puncture a lung. And when I thrust the weapon, I completely disemboweled this dummy. This, sir, will kill. Great job.
Thank you.
Gentlemen, your final test is the strength test. The butterfly swords come from southern China. Now, though they were used by the military, primarily they are a civilian weapon. Now, to test the strength of your blades, I'm going to take 6 chops into this ice block. Now, if they're strong enough, that edge should hold up. Shane, you're up first. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, let's do this.
I've designed my blades so that they will cut, they will chop bone. I'm pretty confident in them.
All right, Shane, well, your edges held up beautifully. The weapon still feels nice and tight and well put together. What I do like is the fact that I can hold this weapon in one hand. Question for you. You only sharpened 2/3 of that blade. Is there a reason?
The research that I did said that only the bottom third of that blade would not be sharpened because of the monks didn't want to kill somebody. They would want to thump them and not kill a person.
I learned the same thing, but it was when you reversed it so you don't put a finger on that edge when you reverse that blade. But nice design. Well done, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Andy, you're up.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
A little wet.
Hey, your edges feel great. Feel fine. I really like what you did with the fullering.
Thank you.
Couple of things. The back arms are just a little tight. I can't quite get underneath that. I like what you did carrying them up there and putting that detail on it, though. But the biggest concern I have is I can't hold that as one sword. I wouldn't be able to draw that cleanly from a scabbard. Generally, though, I mean, they feel good in the hand. It's a good job. They held up well.
Thanks, Dave.
Nicely done.
Andy, Shane, the judges have pored over the details of your weapons and they've made their final decision. Andy, Shane, you've both done some outstanding work. In this competition, there can only be one Forged in Fire champion. And that champion is... Shane, congratulations. You are the Forged in Fire champion. Good job.
Thank you.
Congratulations, brother.
Well fought battle, bud.
Absolutely. Of course, I would rather be the one taking home $10,000, but I absolutely believe the judges made the right decision. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Shane made a couple of excellent blades, and he deserves it. This is Andy Alm, over and out.
Shane, congratulations. You are the Forged in Fire champion and will be receiving a check for $10,000. Good job.
Thank you. I'm feeling wonderful. This is the moment I've been waiting for. The journey is the fun part, you know? I'm very happy.
So what are you gonna do with the money?
I have a family that sacrificed a lot, so we'll have a family council, and they will decide.
It's awesome.
All right, bladesmiths, welcome to our strength test. Today's the wooden crate chop. I'm gonna take each of your blades and attempt 10 strikes through this wooden crate. It's gonna test the overall durability of your knife, edge holding, and we're gonna see not what your blades can do to this crate, but what the crate can do to your blades. Sean, you're up first. You ready?
Yes, sir.
Let's have some fun.
My blade's a lot heavier than my competitors, so I think it's gonna perform real well. Let her rip, Tater Chip. I'm ready.
That's what a chopper should do. Just a few little things right in here in your choil, that's sharp. I'd like to see that taken down. Narrowing down here would have made it a little more comfortable too. Swinging something this big and heavy, you want to have as much control as possible. Contouring with that palm swell in there is a big help in holding and wielding this knife. No damage to the edge or anything. Nicely done.
Thank you.
Rachel, you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, let's do it.
I actually feel pretty good, but you really just never know in the knife-making world. Anything can happen. This is the moment you separate the dogs from the puppies. Wow. Oh my God.
You okay?
I'm high on life right now.
Well, Rachel, you lost that little flake there. Nothing else seems to have opened up. Biggest problem I have with this knife is the balance. There's a lot of weight up here. There's not a lot of knife to support that tip. And whenever I'd strike on the crate, it's actually smashing into me in the webbing of the hand right there. Your edge is good, though. It's still sharp. Held up nicely. Good job.
Thank you.
Buster, how you feeling?
Insecure now.
Let's do it.
When Jay picks up my knife, I'm thinking, I know there's a lot of flaws in my blade, so I just don't know what's going to happen. I'm nervous right now.
Well, Buster, we've got a crack going from spine to edge, right where that thin spot is.
I figured it was.
That is a serious malfunction right there. It's only being held in this little belly of the clip. And if we go to straighten it for a sharpness test, I feel it's gonna break off.
I understand.
I'm sorry, but for safety reasons, we're not gonna be able to proceed to the sharpness test with your knife.
Okay.
Bladesmiths, the tests here in the forge are designed to be intentionally brutal for a reason. Not every bladesmith makes a blade that can complete the tests. Buster, unfortunately, your weapon has suffered catastrophic blade failure, and I have to ask you to please leave the forge.
I'm feeling very disappointed. I just came to prove to myself that I could compete and that I was better than some.
Rachel, Sean, congratulations. Your work on your nautically themed blades have propelled you into the final round of this competition. Now we're sending you back to your home forges for 5 days to recreate an iconic weapon from history. That weapon is the Kachin Dao.
The Kachin Dao was the weapon of choice for the Kachin tribe of Myanmar. Known for the disciplined fighting skills, the Kachin people used this terrifying slaughter tool to decapitate their enemies, leading them to become one of the most feared headhunting tribes in the world. The sharp, single-edged blade flares out to a widened square tip that delivers lethal, slashing blows, and proves to still be a deadly weapon in popular television shows like Spartacus or The Damned.
It must be an authentic working version of this weapon. You do this well, and you could walk away with $10,000 and a new title. After 5 days, you'll return and present your blades to our panel of expert judges. Bon voyage, bladesmiths. Sean, Rachel, welcome back to the forge. You've had 5 days at your home forge to work on your Kachin dowels. Sean, how did it go?
It went real well. I chose the 5160 to forge my blade, hand satin finished. And the handle I did a canvas micarta.
Is it a $10,000 blade?
Yes, sir, I do believe so.
Rachel, how'd it go for you?
It was interesting, to say the least. I ended up going with the leaf spring. I stuck with my repurposing mantra and used a table leg for a handle and did a hamper wrap.
Feel like it's a $10,000 weapon?
I feel it is.
Well, bladesmiths, your weapons will now be put through a series of brutal tests. They're designed this way to set your weapons apart from one another. Up first is the kill test. Doug?
The Kachin dowel was used to battle the jungles in Burma. It was also a weapon used to give them the title of headhunters. To see what kind of damage your Kachin dowels will do, I will take your weapon and deliver slashing blows on this ballistics dummy. Sean, you're up first. You ready?
Yes, sir.
Let's do this.
There's a lot of things that could happen when they go through the test. A small chip, failure, and I'm just thinking the whole time, oh my God. There's a jawbone.
Yeah, it does.
Well, Sean, initial contact in here disemboweled this ballistics dummy. On a chop right here, it definitely chopped and cut all the way into the jaw. And on the backhand swing, you pretty much chop this skull open. The blade feels good in the hand. It lacerates, it moves well. Your weapon will kill.
It's just like a big relief, says that thing's done everything that I thought it would. You put your mind to something and you can make it happen.
Rachel, it's your turn. You ready?
Ready as ever.
Let's do this.
Coming out to testing really was like a reality check. And I just go, oh man, this is the time where they get to say whether I sink or swim.
It's gonna do some damage.
We'll see.
Rachel, it's rattling. I gotta ask you, what's your construction with your handle?
That is a solid handle. And I did a wood pin, and then I wrapped it with rice glue.
Okay, rice glue, so there's no epoxy here.
I kept it traditional with traditional adhesives, and then the 3 layers of hemp wrap.
The fact that you have a wooden pin in there and rice glue, it shouldn't move. It's traditional, and it's moving. And that's a big concern whether it's gonna stay there. This competition, first and foremost, is always about safety first. And the kind of force that I want to deliver over here is the kind of force that I deliver to that. So I don't want to hold back for fairness of testing. And I have no confidence that with everybody being this close and the amount of delivery I have to do on this dummy, it's a big safety issue. I'm really afraid that this knife is gonna fly out.
I'm crushed. I wanted this weapon to be tested. I want to see what it could do. But I didn't get enough time to really test this thing. And here's the end result.
Rachel, Doug, and the other judges have issued me a vote of no confidence in your weapon's overall construction, which means that we cannot test it fairly compared to Sean's blade, and therefore your blade did not make the cut, and I have to ask you to please leave the forge.
My aim was historical accuracy, but it just came down to I did not use enough rice glue. My first time using it, this was a lot of firsts for me. My next step will be to make a worthy Kachin dao, and I want to hang it on my wall. I got you, Kachin dao. You know, like, now we're even.
Sean, congratulations. You are the Forged and Fire champion and will be receiving a check for $10,000. Good job.
Thank you.
Weapon's definitely a killer. How do you feel?
I feel great. I mean, I would like to see that thing go through all the other challenges, but oh well. I'm just tickled to death.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you, sir. Proud, very proud of what I did.
Good job.
That's why I'm here, you know?
Congratulations, sir.
I won! Forge and fire. Yeah, baby. I like to have that head right there.
There you go.
All right.